Welcome. This is Kristen Bain, and this is my digital story for LT712 in the summer of 2016. My first question is, what needs to happen in your own classroom and other classrooms in your school in order to create an active learning experience through the creative use of educational technologies? First of all, we need to have content knowledge. Without knowledge of your personal content, there's really no way that you're going to use active learning experiences in your classroom or educational technology appropriately. You also need pedagogical knowledge as well as technology access and knowledge of your technology. You have to know what your school has available, how to use that technology, and make sure that you have access to what you plan to do. You also need the willingness to try and support from your administration. When I say willingness to try, I just mean to try out different technologies, whether it's in your classroom or with another teacher, in order to see how it works and if it'll work for you. Our second question, what barriers exist to your implementation to active learning experiences through educational technologies, and how can you move beyond those barriers to have success? Our first barrier is lack of training in educational technologies. I remember in my undergrad I took an educational technology course, but I don't remember a whole lot from it. So, one course doesn't really help. There's also little to no training in active learning strategies. Unless you went to school in the last few years for your undergrad or graduate school, you probably didn't hear much about active learning unless you do two of the items I have to move beyond those barriers for success. My first one is to learn on your own. Do research, try out different technologies, see what you think, see if it's going to work for you. Even try it in your class. If it doesn't work, at least have a backup plan. And work with others and ask for help. A lot of other teachers may have great technology and active learning strategies they use in their classroom, and if you talk with them and work with them and ask them for help, I bet they're going to help you get through and learn some more information to use in your classroom. Our third question, how can you as a teacher, leader, and instructional designer support the technology readiness of teachers at your school? First of all, you can share ideas and your resources. This is especially helpful during in-service days. At my school, at least one of our in-service days, we are there with all teachers from our school. That's a great time to sit down and say, hey, I have something I'd like to show everyone. This is a new website you can use. This is how you use it, and it really helps. Lastly, I say that you should stay up to date on new technologies and teaching strategies. This can go through doing research, through looking at websites, talking to other teachers, and consistently doing professional development courses. That will all help you to stay up to date and learn new strategies, including how to actively teach your students. The last part of this is to describe the implications of creating an active learning experience through the creative use of educational technologies for both students and teachers. Well, first of all, with students, when you use active learning as well as technology, you're going to have them better engaged. They're going to be using critical thinking skills. And if they're engaged, they're going to have better behavior, better motivation to want to do their work, and they're going to learn better because they're actively involved in their own education. This helps them because they are learning better and using their critical thinking skills. And the teacher, it really helps them because your students are engaged, their behavior is good, their motivation is up. So not only are your students learning better, but you're teaching more efficiently. According to the Handbook of Technological Pedagogical Content Knowledge for Educators, teachers who use technology are more likely to have a learner-centered approach, which is great. You can meet the needs of students in special education by using technology, and students have access through technology to experiences that were previously impossible. So these are some of the reasons that all of this information, all of this technology